1, 2, 3, 4.
A haiku is formed. Welcome, weary friend, to another fine recap. Catch Pole Beacon in, a chance to rest and bond, but a great guy lies dead.
It's 10 years ago, and you're still in the goblin encampment. Distantly, you can hear the sound of the goblins discussing cooking techniques.
Yeah.
Garçon, s'il vous plaît, I'm sure you know the best way to get past the poison skin of this froggy fellow. Like fugu. There has to be bits that are safe to consume.
No worries, friends. There is no part of me that is safe to consume. The plan is simple. As they feast upon my flesh, you all make your escape.
We wait until they die, and then we, I guess we just slip out between the bars.
Exactly.
Sounds good to me. I'm willing to let it happen.
Yeah. I mean, what a noble sacrifice. We will definitely drink an ale or two in your honour.
That would honour me greatly.
What do you think about that plan, Steve?
Excellent. No time for that.
Steve.
Let's get on with it.
Steve!
Steve has yet to regain consciousness. It is vitally important that you escape for his sake.
You remember what he did for us? Beautiful, Steve.
I mean, I definitely in a pilot episode said there were 5 of you. Now there's 6, I guess. I'm going to have to draw Steve. I hate you, I think.
Do not draw Steve. I feel like this was too early to mention him again, but don't worry about it.
It was. You can delete that book.
You don't mention the people who died when you go on the journey. You just mention the people who made it back alive.
I just realised if you draw a picture of the 5 of them from the prequel adventure, and then just about to walk into frame, it's like a hand and
He
a
was setting the
foot or
camera up.
something. Yeah, he took the picture. That's why he's not in any of the artwork. As I was saying, the time is of the essence. I highly suggest you all prepare your strength to escape from this barred situation.
Margaret just wants to see how long we're going to go ahead with this. She wants to know whether Blurg would really actually let himself get put on a spit.
Failing a better plan, I believe it is our best option.
Well,
oh wait,
can you give
I just
me-
found this ring of keys on Steve's belt.
Nope. Can you give me a perception check?
Anyone or?
Yes.
All of you.
Oh.
Okay.
Blurg, do yours with disadvantage because I hate you.
Fair enough. That is fair enough.
13.
That's 12.
16 for Margaret.
8 for
Margaret. Well, you all hear the sound of leaves rustling behind you. But Margaret, you look back into the bushes, and out of the foliage protrudes a muzzle. Someone is here to save you.
Our trusty hound friend.
Back in the present, you find yourselves gathered in the seating area of the tavern, along with Sasha, Petrana, and the goblin crew, as Jacob strides back and forth in front of the fireplace. It is my belief that someone in this very room killed Mr. Moneytree, and I suspect they will not stay hidden for long. I'd like to talk to each of you and get an understanding of your whereabouts, and perhaps your motivations.
That's fine with me, because believe it or not, I'm a bit of an old hat in the detectiving game as well, and I also consider you a suspect. So I think it would be very useful if the both of us go tete-a-tete, as it was, to clear each other's names. I respect you that much, sir.
Well, alright, it seems like we have a volunteer for my first interrogation. Shall we away to my private quarters?
Well, all right, says Jump, getting up. It seems I've got a first volunteer for my private investigation. Shall we alight to your quarters, sir?
I see no harm in pretending that you're in control of this situation when we both know that it is I that is in control of this very situation.
Likewise, my good friend.
Then let us away. And he goes to the stairs and then points to let you go first.
And we do that thing that Tony Blair and George Bush did once when they're walking into Downing Street and they're both trying to put their arm around each other's back to be the one guiding them.
So awkward.
It's incredibly awkward. But you both sort of, it almost ends up being a bit Morecambe and Wise the way you have to go up the stairs together.
Step cross, step cross.
But you do get there and disappear into his room, leaving the rest of you downstairs.
Does anyone have any suggestions how we might pass the time until it is our turn to take part in Jump's investigation?
We could play, I've got a dagger. We could try stabbing it between our fingers. Pretty fun.
I have no gaps between my fingers.
Well, then you're going to struggle, aren't you?
Did anybody see anything?
Oh, yeah. Who did it? Was it one of you?
Was everybody asleep?
Who can
Yes.
account for their whereabouts? It seems to me that each member of the Justyce Loving Friends was sleeping within the vicinity of each other. Therefore, unless for some reason you'd buy the idea that we would cover for each other, a ridiculous notion, you would have no choice but to trust us when we say that we were all accounted for.
Well, I do believe you'd cover for each other, Petrana says, standing up from the table. And I don't know who elected Jacob to be in charge of all this, but I'm not playing this weird investigation game. And she goes upstairs.
Oh, we're probably her.
Yes.
Can we go back to bed now?
We cannot. You see, I demand justice for the death of my fellow great guy,
Oh.
Forest. And until we discover the identity of his murderer, I will not be able to return to my salty bath of sleep.
Metaphorical.
Salty bath of sleep. That's 5 lines. I will use that. I will utilize that later on in one of my excellent haikus. Sasha, you have not left. Please. You are the only one who has not left the room.
The goblins are
able
also
to-
in the room.
Hi, fellow goblins. My apologies. You are closer to me in almost every way. Which of you could account for your whereabouts?
Neville looks over to you and says, "Cooking stew!
Will you be able to provide us with some of the stew that you have cooked?
I'll take one.
Stew!" And then he scuttles off. And you presume he is going to get you some stew.
Let us see how quickly he returns with this stew, and how hot it is when he returns.
Good.
It will be a good indication of how recently he was cooking it.
Well, now, I don't appreciate you casting aspersions on any of my loyal colleagues and employees, monsieur.
Was that Basil?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was Sasha.
Oh. Could have been Clive. Sweet silent Clive.
Out of character briefly, did I pick up that it's a similar voice, if not the same
I
goblin?
mean, it's very
How dare you?
It's
from earlier?
very similar, but what are the chances there'd be 2 Cockney-ish goblins that try to put French words into their vocabulary? There's got to be
That's
hundreds of them.
I just wanted to know if that's what was being potentially insinuated and a sort of line that was being fed to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad someone else. I was like, I'm just going to play it cool and pretend that I either knew that it was supposed to be there.
Why hasn't
but I
anyone
didn't
else
think
mentioned
it was
this?
if it wasn't supposed to be there.
I'm so racist towards all goblins. They all sound the same.
It's been established.
Am I, Jennifer Blundell, a goblin racist?
In a way, yes.
Wait, are there any pot plants in this establishment?
Oh, that's a true.
That's a true.
Me saying you could potentially speak to
I could ask the
plot plant
plants.
witness.
That's
yeah,
right.
wow. That would be such a quick way to solve this. So no.
Do you remember you mentioned that we each tripped over a separate plot plant on our way to our rooms in the last session?
Do remember that, yeah.
You can make the argument that pot plants not being sort of being in captivity and being in the pots, they're not sort of parley to the same sort of universal knowledge and like awareness and sentience as regular trees.
Yeah.
Sasha is just sat in a chair, but she leans forward and she goes, we could check out the body.
A very good point. Let us all go and investigate the body of the deceased. Great guy.
Basil
Sorry, is someone dead?
Yes, Margaret.
Basil sort
I
of
think I heard a stew.
scampers around and is like,
My newest friend.
No, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be tampering with evidence. I think we should leave this to Jacob, honestly. He seems like he's got it in hand.
But Jacob is Jump's first suspect. That would presumably cast a great deal of dispersion on his character.
Sorry, is somebody dead?
Up in Jacob's room, Jump and Jacob are sat in chairs opposite each other.
Jump's matching his posture and his mannerisms.
I was going to say it, but I was like, not for me to say, but I just assumed.
Does that include the fact that you don't have a pipe, so you're just sat there like...
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, Mr. What? I don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I caught your name. It's Jump Fundenden.
Oh.
I'm the lead and rhythm lutist for the Justyce Loving Friends.
Wow.
Famed adventurer of 10 years. Still, 10 years mentee to the great Grumpo Dewclaw. And who are you, if not Jump Fundenden?
No, I'm not Jump Fundenden. I am Jacob Longgait, a prodigious ranger of these parts. And I gotta say, that's some mighty fine armor you got there, son.
Thanks very much, Jacob Longgait. Wait, is that 1G or 2?
It's 2 Gs.
Okay, ace.
I get it all the
my
time.
armor... My armour, bequeathed to me by divine right from Tier God of Justice. It is my mission on this earth in the Forgotten Realms to mete out justice to all the evil fools in the space.
Wow. Tier God of Justice,
That's
you
right.
say? Huh.
Who is your theological benefactor?
I don't have one. I believe the forest is my benefactor.
All right then, sure. Let's pretend not.
But let's say... Let's you and me play out a hypothetical.
I love them.
Dear God of Justice, he wants you to vanquish evil from this world.
Absolutely, that is my one reason for being alive on this world.
Right? So, for instance, if we were to say that Mr. Moneytree was evil,
Yeah.
what would have been your response?
I would have announced it in front of the whole room and then taken his head and claimed it for Tyr, and then squeezed it within my armour grasp until all of the evil leaked out of it, like an overripe potato.
Huh.
Yeah. But I don't think he was, because if he was, then I'd have did what I said, which I didn't. Because he isn't evil. And as soon as I figure out who the killer is, and I remind you, you are my first suspect here, Mr. Longgait, I will squeeze the evil out of it and make sure everybody can see that Jump Fundenden, vessel of Tier God of Justice, delivered justice.
Fascinating. Back in a hallway, a sleepy Margaret, who has probably been caught up on the fact that Forest has been killed, and Blurg and Morrick and Sasha and Clive, but not Basil and not Neville, because Neville was still getting stew, have come upstairs to investigate the
Suspicious.
body. Quite. So I would ask you to make investigation checks.
Absolutely.
If you would be so kind.
I will be exactly that kind. That is a dirty 20.
What is that?
I
What?
don't understand that phrase, Paul.
Yeah.
I believe that to many, this common occurrence is known as a dirto 20.
Oh, wow. Yeah, cool.
Margaret got an 18, so I have to imagine that at this point, when she realised someone was dead, she got someone to make her a couple of coffees. She's also pulled a whole packet of seltzers out of her rucksack and is just eating them straight into her mouth, just crunching
Yeah,
them down.
Clive, who has joined you up here, presents you with a coffee.
Mark got an
thank you.
8. Pretty bad.
It's been a while since I last hit the town.
Blurg, you, as the closest to Forest, probably get right up in there in a sad mourning kind of way.
If his what are his eyes up to? Are they open?
They open. It's not good.
Okay. Blur pushes his closes his eyes. My poison cannot hurt you now, my newest friend.
Oh,
As you close his eyes with your big sticky frog fingers,
Yo, there's a trail left behind you.
your eyes are drawn to Forest's neck, where you see that there are 3 claw marks across, like a clawed
poor
thing. A claw
3
or
claws.
claw-like substance has been drawn across his neck, and that was the cause of death.
How neat are the scratches? Does it look like something's been pulled across, or like the skin has been
Neato.
sliced?
They are quite ragged. It looks like it
like
was not
like an actual claw.
precision. Yeah, with a Dirto Twento, you know, it wasn't precision like a weapon. It was like more of a claw that would have done this.
All right. Pulled the wound open.
And Margaret, you staying at a bit of a distance away from the body, drinking your coffee, notice that upon his very fine travel raiment are traces of black fur.
And
So it was
Right.
either Patrana or they have a relationship and it just looks like it was her.
The old asphyxie wank.
Yeah. So I was
Never
thinking.
best done with something with claws.
or with a grung.
Or a grung.
Or most other, just no. Or no one.
The D&D is a dangerous place for kinky sex, as is real life, and that's why you need to take precautions. Follow our sponsors to safebdsm.com.
Abstain. Abstinence is
Wow.
key.
Do it responsibly or not at all.
Uh-oh.
Don't do it.
Live
don't
your truth.
ever do it.
But in a safe environment with consenting adults.
And don't do it.
No, look, we
say no.
We have Pornhub have come over. They're sponsoring both podcasts now, so we really do have to be
Shit.
on brand.
Back to the dead
Okay,
body.
great.
Yeah, speaking of, Nell, back to the dead
Oh, in
body.
that-
Back to the dead body. Check out Pornhub for the exclusive access to necrophilia.
Yeah,
Cock on. Look at the cock on him.
what colour for...
At that moment, Jacob opens the door to his room, having completed his interview with Jump,
Okay.
and he sees that you're already out in the hallway. He's like, "Oh, how convenient you've come to me. Who would like to be next? I feel like I've gleaned important information."
I think I
from
should be
this."
the one choosing who's next, considering I'll be the one doing the interview.
No,
We're
we
going to end up with 2 different interview rooms, taking up 2 characters at a time.
we're done here, Mr. Fundington. You can conduct whatever interviews you think you need to do yourself, but they are not going to be held up in the court of forest, in the wood forest, the law forest, the wood
Whatever.
forest. Hold on, let me workshop this. In a wood of law. In the woods of law.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
There we go.
that's
I got
Congratulations.
that.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Mr. Jacob, on successfully arriving at your analogy. Jump. As any good investigator, the superior investigator in this case, you know that the truth will be determined via material evidence and not eyewitness testimony. Join us in our investigation.
yeah, you're absolutely right, Blur. Maggie, sorry, I realised you were going to say something.
No, I was going to ask Sarah a question. I was going to say, can you remind us what colour for Tabaxi Patrana was?
Patrana has black fur.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Yeah. Okay, just wanted to check that.
Let me just update my notes.
All right.
Did it.
Did it? Killer.
Something it doesn't look like any of you have checked. I see you've been admiring his enormous penis, but we have not checked what
Great
what
guy.
colour the hair is, because that could be black. And I'm just going to have to ask everybody to reveal to me the colour of their pubis.
And we all, and Margaret turns to Jacob and says, "I'll go in next."
Thank you. He ushers you into his room and closes the door, leaving this weird conversation happening in the hallway.
For you see, mine is blonde like the hair on my head. I can see that.
Door closed.
Have we got everything from the body? Oh, is it worth going through pockets to find out anything about his identity or like who he was? To see if
Driver's
we can-
license.
A Natto Twento, I would have given you that. You'd find that there's not much. There's a few gold pieces, but there's not much on his actual person.
Should we go to his room?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that could be an idea.
Sarah's
Let's
looking
do that.
happy with you.
So far, we have found nothing to contradict the story that I gained from him, that he is a man named Forest Moneytree who has no musical talent. I think that was the extent of what I gained from that long evening.
4 hours. And then you just went back to talking about stew.
I'm too invested in this. I genuinely thought, Jen, what are you doing here? You're meant to be in with Jacob.
Did you establish whether or not there was anything like on the floor around him or the walls in the corridor?
Like, Paul's Natto Twento and
Yeah.
Jen's 18.
Dirto Twento.
Yeah, not Natto. My bad. Natto Twento would have just told you who did it.
That'd be sticky and give us a headache.
And Jen's 18 revealed that that's all the information around his body.
Great.
Just the claws and the fur.
Okay, excellent. Good natto joke, Paul. I appreciated it.
Thank
I was
you.
trying to think of one myself.
So because of the fermented beans.
The horrible, disgusting fermented bean food, yeah.
Because of the perfectly fine but fairly uninteresting bean food.
It's perfectly
You fucked with natto, have you, Paul Salt?
When Goodman lived with me, we both tried natto, and it destroyed Goodman's brain. And
Right.
I thought it was okay, but a bit bitter.
Your taste buds have been obliterated by spoiled kebabs.
I'm just a man of parasites at this stage, like the weird leech creatures from Resident Evil 0.
So, to Forest Moneytree's room, I suppose. To his room.
Great.
Can we find us just going down the hall, and the last thing you hear from them is just, did anyone else get a look at his enormous wang? Then cut to the room.
Yeah. You approach his room, and his door's not locked, so you can just go straight in.
I don't need to kick it down.
No, you can kick it open if you want.
He does that. What do you need me to roll?
Give me a strength check.
I didn't realize it cut to us. I thought we cut then to Margaret and Jacob. But
John kicks in the door to the interrogation room. Oh, excuse me.
Give me a strength check.
18.
Wolf. It almost comes off the hinges. You think you might have done a little bit of damage. Clive looks up at you, but it's not like a look of how dare you. It's more of a look of like, wow, good kick.
Oh no, self-taught.
Jump, I could have easily climbed the window outside into the... You know what? It's very impressive. I'm in awe of your ability, as usual.
Pretty sure it was ajar anyway, but I am that serious about solving this crime. And he turns around and he looks at everybody.
I appreciate that. And you know what? So would Forrest. I will include you in my honorary haiku to him.
Okay. Can you give me
5 minutes?
No, can you all give me investigation checks?
Roll it dice.
That's a 10.
Oh, that is a natto 20.
Whoa.
Natto 20.
That's that.
Blurg
That's
is
a sticky beady boy.
Blurg's a real Poirot here.
Frog proud.
I keep rolling badly. I got a 12.
Better than me.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
12's not the worst. But, I mean, you have to reward a natto 20. And so, Blurg, you see there's a bag of gold
It's a
on a
crumpled up door on
nightstand.
the floor. Sorry.
There's a bag of gold on his nightstand that's untouched. And it's quite a full bag of gold. But there's also a briefcase in there. Or the fantasy equivalent, a fantasy briefcase.
Yes.
Which you can just pop open and look inside and see some important documents. And we'll cut over to Margaret and Forrest. You're sat in a chair, but I assume not quite as confrontational as Jumps.
No.
You may have gone back to sleep.
No, she's struggling between has the booze worn off, has the hangover started, and can she go back to bed yet?
Oh, poor Margaret.
It's been a while.
So
It's been a while.
tell me, Mrs. Battlehammer, what brings you out to the Catchpole Beacon on this very evening?
Oh, it just we was passing by. We just
You
needed
were
a
passing by.
aye.
You're from... Where are you from? You're from Lower Coastburg, I believe?
We may be, we may not be. I'm not really in the habit of passing out personal information to anyone I meet on the road.
No, I quite a sensible stance to take, if I'm being honest with you. It'd keep you safe, keep you alive. But I gotta say, I think it's strange. You look, he sees your wedding ring.
Aye,
You got someone back home?
I do. I do. So don't go putting any moves on. Oh, God, I'm too old for this.
Yes, and you're too old for me as well. You got any children?
Sorry. Suddenly Margaret's awake.
Brittle.
Sorry, could you... And she leans forward.
Fuck off, please.
Could you Just maybe say that one again. I don't think I quite heard
Gladly,
you.
you're much too old for me. Now, have you got any children at home?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. How about you? How about you tell me about yourself?
Well, I'm a young man. He's not a young man. I'm a young man who likes to patrol the forests and look after the beloved animals that live within. The beloved animals are my family.
Oh, that would make sense if you've been in the forest for a while. Probably haven't looked in any mirrors in a while. I'm still quite tired.
Shit, was Blur right? He's a pervert. I am attracted to the four-legged of our brothers.
Now, let me tell you what I'm thinking, Mrs. Battlehammer.
Miss, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Miss Battlehammer. I think that you're the type of person that...
Oh, please tell me what kind of person you think I am.
Gladly.
I would love to hear that.
I'm so glad, because I'm gonna tell you.
I'm sure you are.
If you'd give me the chance, I would.
Oh,
Now,
please. Fill my pretty little head with
talking
knowledge,
unless
please.
you don't let me talk.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just a chattermouth, aren't I? Oh, dear. Oh, I don't know when to keep it shut, do I?
Oh, you're sick.
Oh.
Outside where you can just hear that but muffled.
I think you're the type of person who tires of the suburban life. And so comes out here looking for a thrill, looking for
not with
something
someone
to
like
make
you, my
them
lad.
feel alive. I'm not saying that. I'm
Oh,
saying
well, you
you're
wouldn't be
sort
my
of
cho- you
psycho
wouldn't be my
housewife
choice.
that would
You
kill a
wouldn't be
man just to get a thrill.
You wouldn't be my choice anyway if there was. I just want that on the record. You can write that down.
I couldn't.
Go on.
I've established that I am not interested in you sexually,
Well,
so
I am
your
also
preference
not
is not
interested in
important to
you.
the conversation.
I am also not interested in you.
I'm not noting it down.
Well, you should, because it's firm and it's not going to change.
Did you kill him?
No, did you?
No.
You little perv.
What? Back in Forest's room. Blag, you've opened the fantasy briefcase, and you find lots of documents, but it's like land deeds. Deeds to the destroyed Upper Coastberg.
No.
Property that was bought up at a very affordable rate because of its destruction by unknown...
And the contamination.
Yeah.
High levels of pollution.
Yeah. We'll never know what happened there, truly. But
Yeah, no.
it
Man.
seems that Forest Moneytree had intentions to start a development on the site of Upper Coastberg.
Who was the mayor?
Mayor Mason.
It seems.
Yeah, he came in the night, murdered him, and then left.
That's true.
Warwick's a very, very nice guy, but the mayor? No.
What an absolutely busted murder mystery I would have given you if the answer was none of them. It was a guy that came and left.
Came and left.
Fucking mayor
Space
did
of
it.
about an hour. See you later.
You now have to go home to avenge Forest Moneytree. Back through the wild eye woods you go.
Are there any names, other names on this deed? Like, is I assume Moneytree's name's on it. Is there another signature?
Yes.
Is there? Okay.
No. Well, there is, but it's not a name you recognize. It seems to just
Okay.
be like a signatory from a bank in
Okay.
Beaton. So just business talk from the city.
Okay.
But could you all give me a perception check?
Oh man, I am rolling so.
That was a mental whiff. I got a 2.
A 13.
Who wants to see my
I got
pubic
a
hair again?
12. No.
For you see, it is still the same colour.
I'm
13.
gonna roll.
Is it not like a mood ring and it changes color, like, in determining
that-
by heat?
That would be a
thing?
divine thing to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Already
yeah.
jump is divine.
He
You
changes
did
his
not put
pubes.
yourself away very cleanly.
I'm gonna roll for Sasha to see
No, it's
if
just jump
she
See your
can
pubes.
Yeah.
help you out.
I mean, I would.
But especially jump.
Yeah.
No.
Sneak up and kill all of you.
So, just you found the documents, you didn't perceive anything else. But at that point, Jacob comes back in and like, I've concluded my investigation with this Ugo. Can we move on to someone else?
Wow. Wow.
And Margaret storms in behind you and says, I want every single one of you here to know I wouldn't ever, ever, ever touch this thing.
Well, it ain't on the table, lady, so I don't know why you're saying it.
I said
Someone's
that
got
first to
lucky,
him.
says Jump. Winking
I
at the both of
know,
them.
Margaret. You love Joan.
I do.
Yes.
But excluding
Oh, so
that,
that's
I am
why.
a woman of sexual tastes and I would still not touch you. And I want you to know that. And I've had many lovers in the past and you would never have been one of them. That is on the record. You can have that.
I wrote
That's
that
a little
down.
Margaret guarantee.
Don't be so hasty, Mark. It does sound an awful lot like these two had some sex in there.
Oh no, but he's definitely a pervo.
This is how post-sex is for me. John Van London. I would like to volunteer to be the next in the hot seat.
All right, little fella, why don't you come along with me?
By the way, fellow adventurers, here's what I learned from the please read over those documents. I learned a great deal from them, but didn't have time to share it with
What's
you.
that
Goodbye.
now? You found something?
Nothing
you
at
found
all.
something, little frog?
No? I found a recipe for a broth that may well be the equal of this stew
All right, then.
in this place.
So you two go off, and as you leave the room, Clive comes in, arms full of stew.
With the full,
Not Clive,
full
Neville.
beer
Neville
smell.
comes in, arms full of stew.
Neville, right. Clive's still
Yeah.
working on the drinks order from many hours ago. Blair does
Hair
not
of the
notice
dog.
Neville.
Oh, thank God. And Margaret takes the whole vat. Margaret assumes it's all for her. No?
That's fine.
Yeah.
You have all the stew you need. Get a Lucasade in you. We'll have a look over these documents.
Yes. I'll take a Lucasade, actually, if you've got one. What's Lucasade in this fantasy world, Sarah?
Fantasy
Yeah.
Lucas.
Fantasy
It
Lucasade.
is transcendent. It is in all dimensions.
Fantasy Gatorade. This is
Oh, Joe,
Wait,
please.
is
We're
Lucas-
we're not savages.
Is Lucasade fizzy?
It can be.
Oh, right.
Depends on
Never mind.
Depends on the
You
one.
get Lucasade Sport, which is more like Gatorade. How do we get on this?
I don't know.
Where would you like to go next with the investigation?
Okay, so we've got the goal, we've got the deeds, and that's all that could be gleaned from an investigation check of the room.
I have a proposal. Which room was that fucking weirdo staying in? I would like to investigate there.
That's the room he's
Well,
investigating.
let's go
he's
in it.
conducting the
No.
investigation.
Oh, fine then. No offence to my card-playing friend. She's not here, is she? She went off to her room.
No, she stormed off.
Yes, I must say, on the body, on the cloak of the dearly deceased, there were black fur, and I believe
What if we all open our rooms equally so there is no suspicion pointed at one person?
oh, like an open house.
Yeah,
Yes.
Marik's right.
We'll go around everyone's room.
If you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to hide.
Well,
I'm all about that.
Fine
Well, it
with me,
weren't-
says Sasha.
I mean, we can do. I just think priorities. We really ought to check out the person who's most likely to. I mean, I definitely think it was the
Should
weirdo.
we
but
knock on her door, Margaret?
yeah, probably.
I think she stormed away earlier.
Yeah.
So you're saying we go in there and interrogate her herself?
No,
No,
not interrogate her. We'll
interrogate
just ask her
bad.
whether she did it, and then maybe look around in her stuff if she doesn't mind.
Perhaps
I've
we
seen
can
that.
open the door and just start a conversation.
Yeah, all right.
yeah,
well,
casual like.
I'll do
Go
that
on, go
as
on
the
then.
most charming of the group.
Oh,
I think maybe
Jump walks out.
I think maybe
actually,
Margaret
Jump.
might be better. Jump.
Oh,
she played cards
Come on,
with.
Go do it instead.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I push in front of.
Card wench.
Hello, Patrana. I don't think you heard anything just now.
It's just me. Jump.
just
No, it's
pushing you
just-
backwards.
it was just me.
Jump, there's something crucial you must look at over here. It might be evil.
Hello, Patrana. Did you know that we had a murder?
There's no answer.
You just
Jump kicks the door down.
Give me a strength check.
That's not what I. She's gonna think it was Maury.
Can I get advantage because of the fact that I've had my pubic hair on show for a while?
I don't know.
No
I don't know
pubes.
why those two would be related.
Sounds like a disadvantage to them.
Yes or no?
Oh, so no.
Oh, okay.
Good try there.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that was a 10.
So you kick the door, and again, it wasn't locked. So
Oh God.
it does open, but this time like it's not like you don't do damage to the hinges, and you see that Clive has lost a little bit of respect for you. Like he knows it wasn't as good of a kick, so he now thinks you're a one-kick wonder.
I kick the first thing that I see in the room.
It's Clive. No!
Fuck you and your assumptions.
And that was a 21.
Ooh.
Was it a 21?
Yeah.
So you go straight into this room and kick the dresser to the side of the door, and it crumbles into splinters. And Clive immediately like, back on top, baby.
He flushes a bit.
I don't know when Clive's respect for you became an important aspect of John, but
When his agency completely disappeared.
Yeah, a meter on Goodman's hard very much at this stage.
Yeah. Get my renegade levels just right if I want to unite the galaxy.
You know.
we will cut over to the interrogation of Blurg before I reveal what you find in Patrana's room.
Amidst the rubble.
Amidst the rubble of a dresser. Blurg, what is your attitude towards Jacob Longgait?
It's very similar to Blur's attitude towards almost anything, which is to say inscrutable. You have no idea from looking at him. He looks like a fucking frog.
Okay, so
Oh.
you seem like an honorable type of person, if I'm being honest.
Appearances can be deceptive, except in this case where you are completely correct.
Yes, that's what I thought. I imagine you operate under a strict code of conduct.
I do, and I would have thought the same of you based on your appearance, dress, and excellent voice. However, in your dealings with my dear friend, Margaret Battlehammer, it appears that I have been mistaken.
I wouldn't trust what a woman says. Now,
Your character deepens considerably.
oh no.
What I love is I feel like he's being set up as a red herring, so you will at the end of the day just have to have this guy that's just an innocent misogynist.
I will say that I did go into this not expecting his misogyny to come out at all.
It just came out of you. It just came out of you.
Now,
But you did plan
now it's an incredible part of his character.
And it's so natural that I couldn't imagine it being any other way.
Anyway,
Enough
Jacob
about me.
says the horrible thing. I wouldn't trust what a woman says about a man, but I would trust what a frog would say. And I think that you would not murder a man in the dark.
Trust what a woman says, but I would trust a frog.
If you wish to trust a frog, I suggest that you find one. I am a grung of the noble Wybudsev clan.
What's that now?
That is, such as I. Myself, sir, and
You're a
yourself
frog.
as well. No,
You're a frog.
I have as much in common with a frog as you do with a slightly shorter human. So you can see
It's a lot.
that it is a very different matter.
Okay. I don't know if we're getting anywhere with this, because I don't think you did it.
I feel we've learned a great deal about each other. I have learned of your misogyny in a very organic way. And
My
you have
what now?
learned that I'm very dissimilar
What's that
from
now?
the average frog.
What's that fancy word you used?
Frog.
The,
Dissimilar?
Similar.
He's fancy.
my words are not intended as fancy, and indeed it would distress me greatly to learn that I am not understood by even the slightest of folk. Please, if you require me to rephrase anything, I fear our accents are converging.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nor do I. Often.
Why don't you give me one of your fancy little poems about the murder? Maybe that will enlighten me to something I'm missing in this investigation.
I feel that you have, perhaps inadvertently, shown me the way to your heart. I would be remiss to not do the same.
Oh.
Please, allow me to express myself through poetry. A broth friend is dead. Never to share another bowl. Who did it? Asks I.
Oh, nice.
That's really out of character. Really good. In character. Oh, okay. I think we're done here.
But wait, what is that? And at this stage, I'd like to try and distract this guy.
Okay.
So, I'm looking at my inventory, and I have a signet ring. I'm going to try and, maybe whilst pointing in one part of the room, try and flick it to the other. Sleight of hand?
Yes, give me
Or
a
maybe
sleight of hand. No, it's definitely sleight of hand. If you don't want him to see that you were the one that threw this ring, give me a sleight of hand.
Okay, come on. 17.
A 17 is pretty good. I will roll for his perception to see if he notices it. But 17 is pretty good. Okay, so you flick the ring across the room. What is your intention here?
Well, I want to investigate, but I'm wondering if I should try and hide myself in the room first, or just search around the place as quickly as I can whilst he's distracted. I could jump onto the ceiling. He might not see me there, although he probably
Just
would.
Spider-Man it.
Yeah, I could Spider-Man it. Is there anything else that can help me here? No ranks in deception. Some ranks in stealth. All right, what does the ceiling look like? Is there like a chandelier or anything?
No, it's like wooden. It's like wood beams. But if you wanted to, you could give me a stealth check. You could jump to the ceiling and give me a stealth check to see if he did notice that is where you went.
Okay. Let's do
So
that.
you throw the ring.
So I do canonically, throw the ring, and then whilst he's turned, I jump immediately into the ceiling. Now let's roll to see if he notices.
He turns and says, "Why'd you throw that ring?" Because he did notice you did throw it, but it did distract him still.
Okay. All right, that's that plus... What is it again? Stealth. Okay, that's Dex again. Fuck yeah. That is a 15.
15.
Oh, God.
Okay. You jump to the ceiling as he turns around. He goes to the corner, picks up the ring, looks round. He's like, what? Where'd he go? He distracted me with a ring. He puts the ring in his pocket.
No. I don't say that canonically.
And he storms out the room in search of you.
Hitman.
Hitman indeed. Oh, Hitman. You can drop down and have a little search if you want.
Fuck yeah, that's exactly what I do. I search the shit
You've
out of
been
that
rolling
place.
well with your investigations. Give me another.
Oh God, here we go.
Big boy.
The one that counts. Don't fuck me now, Google. Like you fucked everything else in the world. Okay, that's that's worse, but it's still 18.
18. Great.
Wow.
Yeah, that is enough. You start scrounging around his room. You don't find anything overly suspicious. You don't find like a murder weapon or something.
How I Did It
Open
by Jacob
You
Longgait.
open
If I did it, but if
you open his wardrobe and you find a fine tailored suit in there.
And a gimp mask. Pervert.
a series of glasses indicating his very poor eye vision. Hence the Margaret encounter.
There's a fine tailored suit, and in the pocket is a handkerchief with the initials BT on them.
Margaret Tattlehammer.
You solved it. It was
It all makes
Margaret
sense.
Tattlehammer.
BT.
Back in Patrana's room, you've smashed a dresser to prove your supremacy
Why?
to Clive. But as you look around
How's about that, Clive?
the rest of the room, you see
Proved your supremacy to
It-
Clive.
it's as if it was a fresh room. No one has slept in here. There's no luggage or bags, no clothing. It is empty. And there's certainly no tabaxi woman in here.
Must have kicked her out the window with my amazing kick.
Oh, damn it.
Do we need to roll
Clive.
anything to just sweep the room and make sure it's... Margaret goes in and checks under the bed and in any cupboard wardrobes that might be left standing.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
18.
18. Pretty good. You start to sweep the room. You start looking around for anything. But again, like, it feels incredibly fresh. You hear the creak of a floorboard in the neighbouring room, which would be Forest's room.
Was that the room we were just in?
Yeah.
You know what? Without saying anything, I turn to jump and I just mime, next, doer, go. I'm going to keep looking round this room with my friends Oh, friends, stay here and look around this room. Go next door.
I was going to give you shade for asking Jump to do the stealthy thing, but then I looked at your options a bit closer and I was like, yeah.
I sort of assume both of them. Morik, go. Both of you just go next.
I will say at least Jump doesn't wear his armor to bed, so he isn't wearing his armor.
Okay.
In his jimmies.
He's in his jimmies.
What jimmies does he wear?
It's a onesie with lovely like slippered soles, but it's jet
nice.
black and blood red.
Nice.
And it does have the sigil of Tyr on it.
Fuck yeah, mate.
Now, Paul, is this something you want to commit to? Because it may bite you in the ass later.
Is it an armoured onesie?
Thank you for the heads up. So Jump goes, yeah, I'll go get her.
Oh, fuck.
And he fucking clangs round and to the other room.
Evildoer, I am mere steps away from denouncing you as evil. You better be ready.
Morik, tell me, were we always like this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Improved a lot.
As Jump leaves the room, Jacob enters and like, all right, big man, let's conclude this.
What have you done with Blurg?
Oh, that's me.
Hey, where's Blurg?
Yeah,
Where's our friend?
he's referring to you as big man.
I was like, who else is in here?
I like the idea that Mark looks around like at the notably smaller people.
Yeah. Mark is stooped and can't stand straight in this inn, but is just looking around like, big man.
That's me.
Looks down at Clive and goes, go on then.
I shuffle in.
Jump,
Yeah.
Fundenton. I need you to make a stealth roll with disadvantage.
Excellent.
As you approach Forest's room.
Stealth is an inherently evil trait anyway.
Absolutely.
Hey.
12.
12, it's not bad.
Not bad. Could have been a
Especially
17.
with disadvantage.
Yeah.
You smash through the door. Yeah.
Clive sticks his head out into the corridor just to make sure he doesn't miss it.
Look of glee. Just in time to see Patrana at the window about to jump out.
Halt, villainous evildoer.
Me?
Stand and fight. Because I will not stab you in the back. Because that is evil.
No thanks. I need you to make a dexterity check to see if you can get to her before she exits the room, the window.
Okay.
Think a dexterity check. Yeah, let's just call it a flat dexterity. It's not a specific skill. It's about whether you can get there before she jumps.
It's a natto 1-0.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Which tracks?
As you go to enter the room, your heavy footsteps cause the already broken door to come off its hinges and collide with you, halting you in your tracks as Patrana leaps out the window.
Unhand me, evildoer. Doer. Evildoer.
Yeah.
I got that.
Back over in Jacob's room, Mark, you are sat in a chair that is uncomfortably small.
Blur's
Just like trying to sit in one of those baby swing seats in the park, and you're like, my house is not meant for this.
Blur has jumped back into the rafters, by the way.
Oh yeah, would she? Okay, let me just do another check to see if he notices.
Hey, get out of here, you!
Yeah, no, he still doesn't notice. It's inexplicable. Morik, can
Fuck
you
yeah.
give me a perception check to see if you notice that Blur's in the rafters?
Yes.
Did she get advantage just through
that
like the bond?
is a 21.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Probably
going to do it. That's going to do it. Jacob is fully oblivious to this frog Mission Impossibling across the beams, but you notice your dear friend.
Try to resist the urge to wave.
I put my hand down,
Blur just kind of waves his hand like,
tapping my knee.
A drop of sweat starts to appear on Blurg's forehead, and as it goes down and is about to land on Jacob, you whip your tongue out and just bat it away.
Nice.
this is a big surprise to Blur who didn't know that his kind could sweat.
Oh yeah, a drop of poison. You know you can sweat. You've got
Slime.
poisonous sweat. You were using it to coat arrows in the first
Oh
episode.
yeah!
There you go. Sarah's been paying attention.
No, that's true.
law.
Everything can sweat. Fucking everything. To say that you can't is clearly absurd.
But anyway, Morik, you are in this room. You know your friend is here. That's not going to help you or hinder you, really. He's just here. And Jacob's looking at you, and he looks confused. He's like, "What? What are you?"
I'm Morik.
Okay, and what is that? Was that the race? You're a Morik?
No, that's my name. I'm a Firbolg.
Right.
I'm from the forest.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Last night when you were bothering me,
Yes. I was joining you in conversation.
That's one way of looking at it. I think it was more that you were talking when words did not need to be said. Wow, it seems like you learned a valuable lesson. I'm glad I taught you something. Well,
thank you, condescending man.
Me? Listen, I don't have a clue where to start with you. I guess you from the forest. Forest Moneytree. He was a city fella. He wasn't like you and I.
Yes, he looked rather expensive.
Yeah. I bet you just hate city folk.
Just the mayor. Oh, you don't know the mayor. Just the mayor from my town. Otherwise, city folk aren't so bad. They have a lot to learn, but some of them are very nice. Most of my friends are city folk.
Right. I see. So you wouldn't have just wanted to just kill him for his city-like decadence.
Oh no, only if he tried to destroy Warren or some sort of forest area. Maybe then. But otherwise, no. I see no need.
Honestly, I think you're probably too slow to have done a murder, if I'm being frank, which I am.
As in physically slow? I can move fast sometimes. I choose not to. You don't mean mentally slow, surely.
I mean the interpretation you choose to interpret, and that's on you and not me.
I see. Physically slow, then. Yes. I am large. Does take some time to get through a door when they're not built for me.
Yeah, not a lot is built for you, and that's down to city folk, and I bet you just want to kill them, right? Yeah, you just want to murder them city folk.
I think I see where you're going with this, Mr. Ranger.
Yeah.
And no. Sometimes I drug city folk, but that's about it.
Huh.
I didn't drug Forest.
Blur gives a thumbs up from the rafters.
I do a quiet like a little thumbs up on my knee.
Well, all right then. I think it was probably your dwarf friend. I think we're done here. I think I can conclude my investigation.
Thank you, Mr. Longgait. I'm just staring at Blurg. My apologies. I got lost in thought there. I'll go. You may conduct further interviews.
No, I'll go. I don't want to have to wait the amount of time it will take you to leave this room.
Okay. I'm just looking upwards at Blur.
And
He's left the room.
He leaves the room.
Okay, Blur drops down.
Yeah.
He is concluding his investigation.
He's not very...
Well,
no, that's all right, my friend Blurg. I was just going to say he's not very nice, is he?
He is very unpleasant and
Yes.
untalented in the ways of speech.
Yes, indeed.
Not like us. Fine speakers.
Fine speakers.
We speak the speech of nature.
That's right, Blurg.
He has ceased his investigation without having spoken to either of the people or any of the 5 people present who are not as part of our party.
I know, I can't help but think that's unusual.
It is entirely against any kind of investigatory procedure. That much is true. Why is he so determined to pin this on Margaret, our very own Margaret Battleham?
I don't know.
Observe the evidence I have procured as a result of snooping.
Oh, yes.
A finely cut suit.
Oh.
And the embroidery of the letters BT.
BT? That doesn't match with anybody we've met, does it?
No, not so far. Although, what is Basil's surname?
Oh. Basil. That's a good ask. Ask?
You're right, my
My
friend.
brain left.
It's a very good ask.
Note down that new terminology.
Great speakers, great speakers.
Yeah.
Such good speakers.
I think
Basil.
we must continue our investigation before Margaret Battlehammer is declared the guilty party.
Yes.
At this point, are we all stomping around the hotel being like,
Kicking
I
stuff
am the lead
down.
investigator?
Back in Forest's room, Clive, Margaret, and Sasha all appear to see Jump trapped under a door.
Oh, dear.
It's the Tabaxi. It's Patrana. She put me under this door.
She did she?
And then she
Okay,
escaped
right.
through the window.
Well, you get yourself out of that. I'm heading downstairs.
All right.
And I'm going to take off at a little stubby run.
Okay, Sasha steps on top of the door to get over you, goes to the window, pulls her loot off her back, and clicks a button so that 2 horns appear at either side, and points her now battle loot out the window to try and get a shot off at Patrana.
Oh, dear.
You're amazing.
That seems unwise. Why is she so violent?
I endorse this.
We are all carrying weapons around at all times.
Why is this world so violent?
Margaret rolled a 7 for running
You
downstairs.
can you make a
Fall down the stairs.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, dear.
That's a 6.
You
Look at your
go
dice.
ass over tit down the stairs.
Did anyone see?
Yeah, Clive did.
Oh, fucking Clive.
He's everywhere.
Margaret's lying at the bottom, staring up to the top of the stairs, straight at Clive, and she goes, "Our little secret, Clive."
It gives you a nod, like, yeah. You get it, you, like, it happens. But you do take
Thank
3
you.
points of damage from falling down the
bugger.
stairs.
All right. Then.
Shit.
Margaret makes a mental note to tip Clive really well before they leave.
Yeah. So where's Basil in all this?
Where is Basil?
Let's jump getting out from under the door. Does he have to roll to
Where's-
discover Basil?
You're fine to get yourself out from under the door.
Roll your Basil skill.
Where's Jacob gone?
Jacob is into the hallway. He's just missed seeing Margaret fall down the stairs.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah. John wants to know where Basil is. So what do I have to do? What do I do?
You
God.
can give me. You can give me investigation.
A 13.
A 13. You get the idea that he might be in his office. Could be.
Hey, Morrick, come over here. Glad to see you're alive and well after that investigation by that second-rate ranger.
I'm stood right here.
And
My space work is all over the place. I thought Mark was in the room with me.
Forest's room is at the top of the stairs. Margaret just
Yeah.
fell down the stairs.
said-
Jacob left the room with Mark and Blurg.
Yeah, and Jump
came
comes out onto the landing.
outside, just missed Margaret falling down the stairs.
Okay.
And then
Well, he
Jacob...
pushes past Jacob then. He pushes him in the face and goes, Morrick, good thing you're still here after that absolute loser has been interrogating you badly, might I say.
Takes one to know.
Sure thing, my friend. Anyway, we're missing a person. Or a goblin. Who here has seen Basil?
I have not seen Basil.
Or
Why, Mr. Longgait, why have you not asked to investigate the gnomes? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, fuck, we're a bunch
Goblins.
of racists all
we
over the
Jesus.
place.
really are all goblin
I
racist.
am such a racist.
It doesn't matter what they are or where they are or what they've done, as long as they love me. I think Basil might be found in his office, wherever that is. I've just got a hunch. Let's go do it, friend.
I think you're right. Let's go investigate this Basil.
That's right, my investigation. Follow me, everyone.
No, hold on. Now I'm in charge of my
He
investigation.
clanks down the stairs, assuming that's where the office is.
Yeah.
Okay,
you were both trying to
Pushing each
shoulder
other,
each
like-
other. Yes.
Vying for space on the staircase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you hear a crossbow bolt get fired and the sound of a pained cat in the distance.
Margaret is up and she's running in that direction.
Cool.
Okay, you get outside to see Patrana on the ground with a crossbow bolt in her leg.
Petra, 1 second. You're not going anywhere, are you?
Is that a joke? Is that a joke? It's not nice. I'm bleeding out here.
Oh, it's just in the leg. You'll be So, did you kill him?
Sasha jumps from the window down to the
fucking
ground and does a sort of Black Widow pose as she lands.
Margaret
Nice.
rolls her eyes and goes, "Fucking show off."
And then she strides over but keeps the battle loot trained on Patrana.
I mean, tell me right now whether you didn't do it, because I'm willing to believe it were her after that. We could back me up. We could just say she did it. No. Did you do it?
Can you make a persuasion check for me, Margaret?
17.
17, that is good.
I I saw your fur on his body and your claws scratched his neck open. And then you ran out of his room.
No. Well, yes to the running. Listen, no, I didn't kill him. I was hired. I was hired to steal these, and she produces from one of her pouches the deeds that Blurg found in the suitcase previously.
Oh, what are these?
The land deeds for Upper Coastburg.
Oh.
I was hired to steal these because they're of great value.
Oh, everyone's in property nowadays, eh? So you didn't murder him?
No, I just needed to steal these to get paid.
So why is your fur all over his cloak and your claw marks on his neck?
You've got no proof that that's my claw marks and my fur.
No, but you are, no offence, you are the only furry one here, apart from Morik. So you didn't do it because it's Morik.
I'm green and furry.
I mean, look, I want to believe you. We had a beautiful night of cards together. Wait, can I, is there like a perception? Can I see, seeing as we've played cards and I know her bluffing face, can I see if she's bluffing?
Yeah.
That's not very good. Yeah, that's a 12.
You lost a lot of money the previous night.
I did.
Yeah, so I'd say that was an insight. You were using your insight skill.
What's insight? Oh, that would make it a 14 then.
A 14. Yeah, you get the impression. You know what, actually? It's insight, and I'll give it you with advantage because of your previous night with
because
cards.
of the night of cards.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's a 19.
You can tell that Petrana does not appear to be lying to you. With a 19, you would believe that she did not murder Forest Moneytree.
Well, Margaret stands there with her arms crossed for a second and stares at her. She says, you know what? I think I'm a bloody good judge of character. And
Hear Jump thundering around inside.
she knows the truth. All right then. I don't think you did it. You need a hand back into the tavern.
Please.
And I pull her up to her feet. Oh wait, she's probably taller than me.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can give her.
I let her put a hand on
boost.
my head as she stands herself up.
And Sasha lowers her loot. Like, well, okay, who hired you then? And Petrana's like, some business guy in the city, big business named Babylon Tramway.
Business Tom.
Babylon Tramway. Okay. Do I know a Babylon Tramway?
No.
Have I heard of a Babylon Tramway?
No.
Have I ever done any work on the house of a Babylon Tramway?
No, not
Tramway.
your city. Probably from Beaton.
From Beaton. Oh, from the big
We haven't
city.
accounted for where Blur is at any
Right,
stage
well.
during this. Can he have just been around here?
He was.
He was up with Morik, but then Morik teleported out of the room when Jump needed her in the landway.
Yeah, Blake, if you wanted to just come down at your own pace and come
I
outside.
could have maybe just taken interest in what's going on outside and wandered out.
Yeah, someone with a crossbow is quite a spectacle.
And maybe heard Margaret falling down the stairs, went to go.
No one.
That's true.
heard
no
us
one
all
heard
that.
that. No one perceived that.
Only Clive, and he's dead now.
Don't you fucking try and take that.
Clive's ride or
all
die.
All right, I wander out then.
I'm weeping and burying him in the garden.
I'm not dead. Clive, sweet Clive.
Friend and two relative strangers, I am so glad that you have come to this revelation regarding Babylon Tramway. I have a theory. You see, I discovered clothing within the great detective Jacob Longgait.
He's reading those notes really naturally and smoothly, Paul.
Longgait. He was very insistent on his name and its spelling. I have reason to believe that Jacob Longgait could be the very same Babylon Tramway.
Oh, interesting. Well, that is an interesting theory. I am inclined to believe you, and I don't need to see any evidence. Let's go get him. Lock him up and throw away the key. He's guilty of summit.
At the very least, he should not be leading this investigation. Someone far more level-headed, like Jump, should be leading the investigation.
We'll park that one. Let's go get him. He's probably armed, so we should shoot to kill. Come on.
Jump and Jacob push each other in, fight each other into Basil's room.
I assume I've tagged along slowly behind.
Give me a strength check and a dexterity
Hello.
check. The strength check is to see if you can kick open a door. The dexterity check is to see if you can do it before Jacob does.
Can I just pick them both up?
Yes, give me
Like one in
give me
each
an
hand.
opposed strength check, Morik.
Okay,
That's not good.
I got a 21 strength check.
Okay, yeah, you're not getting picked.
Yeah.
You're not picking up Jump. You might be able to pick up Jacob. What did you...
I got a 7. It's pretty bad.
No, Jacob got an 8. So they both squirm
So
out
close.
of your grasp.
Squirms out.
Now, what's your dexterity check,
So
Paul?
if I fail the dexterity check, then I kick Jacob, surely, because he gets to the door first.
Oh, so you boot
Maybe.
him instead of the door.
Or you might just take a misstep.
Maybe you just-
It's like there's no
No,
more door
kick
to
empty
kick.
air.
Kick myself in the ass.
Trip over your onesie.
Fuck me, it's a natty 1 again.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, man.
I'll roll just in case Jacob also gets a natty 1.
Oh, Christ.
He didn't. Jacob kicks open the door triumphantly and is like, Basil, I believe you are the murderer because I've been given evidence by someone. I don't remember who, but I think you did it now. And Basil, this whole time, was just doing paperwork. He was just doing, like...
He thought he'd use some downtime.
Yeah, he knew he had stuff to do, and
Filing his tax return.
If he was going to be up this time of night, he may as well do some work.
How
'cause
industrious.
He's a little business boy.
Wait, hang on a sec there, second-rate investigating man. I'm the one leading this investigation. And he gets to his feet clumsily. Goes, yeah, I suspect you on... Wait, what?
What?
What? He is the murderer?
Hello, Basil.
Yeah, of course he is. Look at him. He got little claws. He got little goblin claws.
Can I just lean over the top of both of them and be like, Basil, what's your surname? Do you have one?
My son. Oh, hold on, voices. But there we go. Nope. Oh boy, been doing Jacob too much this episode. Cannot get back to Basil. Hold on.
Bonjour.
Mercy
Do you
beaucoup.
find-
There you go. You need an in.
My surname? Oh, it's Basil Bone Thief.
I see. Thank you
Don't
so
read
much.
too much into that last name. It's a family name. I've never stolen a bone in my life.
All my bones are me own. All my bones are me own.
My dear investigators, I do... Actually, can I roll a perception check to see if Basil's telling the truth? I'm going to assume he's telling the truth, obviously. I'm rolling so bad. That's after adding all my things, that's a 6.
You can't. Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can't
assume he's
tell,
just telling the
but
truth.
you know, you've got a vibe for Basil, and so
Dear investigative gentlemen, I do believe Basil's telling the truth. His surname does not begin with a T.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if I know the relevance of that myself, but listen,
you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only one who knows.
I am completely sick of this second-rate forest ranger investigating kind of joker thinking he leads the investigation when I think, this is my hot take, all he wants is to get a name for himself as the number one investigator in this building and get some sort of career out of scamming, which in my books is evil, and I won't stand for it.
He already has a name for himself. As a matter of fact, he has 2. Blur enters from the hallway.
what's this now?
He is using a fake name. The incredibly plausible name of Jacob Longgait is not, in fact, his actual one.
How dare you?
Oh my god.
We have reason to believe that, in fact, you are none other than Babylon Trelawney. I didn't write it down.
Tramway.
Tramway.
Trelawney,
Much more normal name.
Brilliant. Oh my tear.
You think I'm the incredibly handsome and charismatic businessman Babylon Tramway?
That is contrary to what I have gathered about him, which is that he is a massive pervert.
I've swiped his wallet. I've seen his ID card.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Can I swipe it?
How dare you?
Can I swipe his wallet?
Sleight of
Fantasy
hand.
wallet.
They have fantasy wallets.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand, Morik. Let's see how dexterous you are.
I have no points, and that's fine. That's
Just
fine.
like the idea of Morik just quietly leaning over and opening the front of his jacket and slowly putting his hand into
I got a
Okay.
5. I'm rolling so bad.
I'm taking your wallet.
I grab his bum instead.
You're not doing it stealthily, but give me a strength check again, Morik, and we're doing a opposed strength check because you don't have to be stealthy to take his wallet. You can do it by
true.
force.
Oh, for the love of God, that's an 8.
No.
I'm rolling so bad today.
Oh, Sars, he got a natto twento.
Ah.
So he pushes you away with a force that you weren't quite expecting.
Okay.
And you go flying backwards out of the room.
I'm sorry, Blurg. I was trying to steal his fantasy wallet.
Forest Father.
Oh, well then. I was trying to cover my tracks. I was trying to pin a name for this, but I guess I've been rumbled.
And now you're going to be
and
tumbled.
you see him
right.
start to like bulge and strain, and the
I like it.
fabric on his cloak and robe starts to rip as black and white fur starts to spout on his arms, and his head starts elongating into a nasty little snout. And before you no longer stands Jacob Longgait, no longer stands Babylon Tramway. Before you stands a werebadger.
No!
Quest Fantastic is Jen Blundell as Margaret Bowerhammer, Neil Heald as Morrick, Paul Salt as Blett, Paul Goodman as Jump Fundenden, and Sarah Keep as everyone else. Story by Sarah Keep, music and editing by me, with additional sounds credited in the description. Thank you for everything, Grumpo Dewclaw, for listening to episode 6. Next episode, the JLF will face off against Jacob Longgait, aka Babylon Tramway, aka the Werebadger. Hope none or not all of us die. If you love the ep and love the show, especially in that golden age before we all died, the best way you can help is by leaving us a review. We put so much work into making this show the best we can, and the more reviews we stack up, the more we get on people's radars. But since last episode, we've had a few more roll in, and they've been absolutely lovely to read, so thanks FEGDC to you again. If you've already left us a review, there are still several ace things you can do to help. Word of mouth is absolutely the best way of getting our name out there, so if you like the show, tell a friend, spread the word on social media, run into the garden, naked mind you, screaming Quest Fantastic, over and over again until the ants recognise you as their one true monarch, and then get every single one of those ants subscribed to iTunes, because there's a lot of them. Ants. Jen and Sarah host the queer actual play podcast Roll Plus Heart, where they play a whole host of short-length TTRPGs. Paul Salt is film critic for Screen Mayhem and hosts the podcast Jen and the Film Critic with literal dog Jen Blundell. And Salt and I host the podcast One Good Thing, where we find good things in bad movies and recommend better ones, because it's court mandated to make up for our crimes. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Quest Fantastic, send us an email at questfantastic@gmail.com, and Sarah's on Twitter at Penguin Panic for all of her beautiful artwork. Next episode is coming out Monday. Nope, didn't check that at all, did I? Whoop. Next episode is coming out Monday. Got that bit right. The 4th of April. Blimey! So we'll see you all then for another episode of Quest Fantastic. That's the name of us. Bye.